Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast. Hello, welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie, and I would love to know, as you're tuning in and as we're going through and talking about a keto tip for you today. So as you're hopping on, or when you hop on, when you get a chance, I want you to share in the comments just one of your favorite low carb meals. Anything, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So as we're going through this week, and if you're tuning in and you're collecting words, what that means is Monday through Friday, I'm coming on giving you a tactical thought or a tactical idea or a tip to help you get to where you want to go, to be healthier, stronger, feel better, lose the weight. And so Monday we talked about water intake, or what's in your shaker bottle or your cup. Yesterday we talked about snacking and how often people just snack, and just what happens when you overeat. All right, today we're going to dive into the very simple concept of meals. So as you're tuning in, I would love to know, share with me below your favorite low carb, favorite keto, either breakfast, lunch, or dinner, like your go-to meal. Do you have a go-to meal? And here's what I want you to understand is oftentimes people want to lose weight so bad that they jump from diet to a certain way of eating. They try to make it perfect. They get overwhelmed with all the ingredients. And I just want you to think of this one thing as you dive into your day. And really, it has to do with choices, right? And so when we first started eating keto, my husband tracked everything. Like he weighed his food. He pricked his finger to see if he was in ketosis. He measured everything. Like he tracked everything. Is any of you doing that? It's okay if you're not. But if you're doing strict keto, I'm going to say you're probably going to have to track everything, because you don't just fall into ketosis unless you're drinking ketones, which I do. But I'll tell you this, how I started eating was not the strict ketogenic diet. I would say here's what I did, is I drank ketones every morning because I felt incredible no matter what. I was in ketosis, but hello Lynn, but here's what I did, is I took one meal at a time. And so I said, okay, I'm hungry, it's breakfast, what am I gonna eat? And so all I did is I picked a couple things that I knew would fall in line with my goals. I always had eggs, I always had bacon, I always had sausage, I tried to have avocados, and that was my option. If I was gonna have breakfast, it was gonna be eggs made up in some sort of, can you make sure the computer's plugged in? Eggs, and, you know what, he never messaged me. Did we say we're doing it? We have ukulele lessons soon. So I had eggs, sausage, bacon, always in the freezer or the refrigerator. So if I was not going to intermittent fast, that was breakfast. Simple, right? For lunch, I always had tuna fish in the refrigerator. We always had hamburger, and then I always had frozen cauliflower and broccoli. So there's things like staples that I always had. So if I wasn't trying a new recipe, or if I wasn't being super specific, I always have low carb wraps and deli meat. Because for lunch, I would either have a low carb wrap or a lettuce wrap with meat and cheese and some mayo, or I would have just some chicken out of the freezer with some broccoli and cauliflower. Easy. It was go-to, right? Dinner, then I would go, okay, what are some of my favorite meals and how can I make them work? So dinner, we would have burgers, tacos, or like a keto lasagna. Like we would keep it so simple, right? The word today, if you're collecting words, so Monday I gave you a word, Tuesday I gave you a word, today's word is simple, as you're diving into eating better. Because we can get overwhelmed, we can overcomplicate, and it really is a matter of choices every single day. What is the better option, right? Like sometimes people they don't love this best, right? But if we go from good to better, you can take the buns off the burgers, the croutons off the salad. You can grab a lettuce wrap instead of like, a taco shell. You can for sure prioritize protein, veggies, and salads, and cut out the rice, the pasta, potatoes, and bread. Like if all you're doing is going, okay, it's lunchtime or it's dinner time, what are my better options? And here's what I'm going to eat. Like if you're making tacos for your family, you have a taco salad. If you're grilling burgers, you have the meat and the veggies, not the bun. If you're making lasagna, there are so many, currently today, there are so many carb-conscious options between noodles and bread and wraps that there's rarely a meal that you can't make low carb. Or there's rarely a meal that you can't make work for everybody in the household. And so the word is simple because I think we simply overcomplicate it, right? So when you get to a meal, are you hungry or are you bored? If you're hungry, what's the better option, right? And then go with that option. Oftentimes people will go, I just don't know how much to eat. There's some simple, fun things like, I heard that protein is like the size of your fist. Use a smaller plate that helps you eat less. Usually our eyes tell us we're starving, but I'm going to tell you, since we've been doing carnivore and we've been prioritizing protein, I get full very fast. I eat way less food. It must be, but it's interesting. I'll give you an example. The other night, I made the girls some protein pasta, and they had spaghetti, and I had more of the hamburger, a little bit of sauce, but meatballs. So I just had meatballs, and I ate this bowl of meatballs for supper. And it's interesting because I said, weird, I'm so full. But if I would have had the pasta, I 100% would have had, if not 2, if not 3 bowls. It's very interesting. And I'm not a doctor, so I don't understand how all that works. But if you prioritize protein first, I've been getting really full, feeling great. It's just a matter of like, before you dive in and eat mindlessly, just think about it. What's my better option? I could use a smaller plate. I don't need 2 heaping fulls of everything. 1 is probably fine. If you can't quite grasp like how much you should be eating, then use a food tracker. It's like you could use MyFitnessPal, you could use Carb Counter to help you visualize how much food you should be eating. We did that for a while in the very beginning as we tracked everything, and then you just kind of learn as you go, and then you're like, oh, this is a great serving size. Here's what I get full off of. If I eat too much of this, I know how I'm going to feel. I only need 1. I don't need 2. So don't get overwhelmed. The word is simple. Keep it simple, right? And then have certain staples in your fridge and your freezer so that if you don't plan or something happens and you're in a hurry, you've always got eggs and sausage, or you've always got broccoli, cauliflower, and some chicken in the freezer. You've got a low-carb wrap and tuna fish or egg salad or some meat and cheese. Keep it simple. You could make up some taco meat and have that for a majority of the week and throw it on a low-carb wrap for dinner if that's what you want. Like, I know some people will say, but I'm bored. I get it. But think about it like this. If you can handle being bored of meals for a while till you get to where you're laser focused and you're hitting your goals and you're feeling better, then you can start implementing a more lavishing recipe, right? Or start having fun with recipes when you give yourself some more time. So I love that you guys are sharing some of your favorite meals below. Yes, I would love for you to share some of your favorite low carb go-to meals. It gives other people ideas. And just know this, like, it doesn't have to be the best. You're just going for better. What is a better option? Am I hungry? Am I not hungry? What should I choose right now that's going to match up with my goals? I'm going to eat, I'm going to be thankful, and I'm going to move on with my day. So, all right. I want to say thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. You can always go to KetoMOMsecrets.com for recipes, KetoMOMsecrets.com. Message me with questions below or send me a message. Again, I always have trials going out. So I drank ketones from the very beginning. Ketones turn on my brain. They help me with my appetite. I wasn't snacky all day. I feel incredible. The energy is unbelievable. Not a hyped energy, like a long sustained energy. If you've never tried ketones, post trial in the comments and we'll chat. Otherwise, have a wonderful day and we'll see you later. Bye.